I like mystery. I like unexplained things. To me, it makes the world richer. It makes it cooler if there's stuff in the world. I mean, Lovecraft, who I made these notes to, created this cosmology that he never explained. There were common references to stories, and he hinted at unspeakable mysteries and histories and vast aeons of lost civilizations and alien races and dark gods living among us. But it was all very disturbing and very mysterious and very evocative. After he died, August Derleth, who was another writer and a huge Lovecraft fan, completed many of his incompleted stories and really regularized this. Derleth was not nearly the writer Lovecraft was, but he was a very methodical man. So he went through and he came up with, here's how you put all this together, and here's the entire history of all of the denizens in the Lovecraft world, and here they all related to each other. And to my mind, he completely missed the point that never should have been done here. We didn't need the history of the great old ones and how they related to the ancient ones and, where the Yuggoth came into it and all of that. They were much better when they were just evocative and mysterious and disturbing than when he put them all in a theology.
Your story, With Morning Comes Mistfall, obviously, is about that very idea. I find the mystery is obviously something that many people are very interested in, and obviously in the novels you have mysteries of the past, mysteries about far places. You also have mysteries very present about current things. I mean, the first book is, who killed John Arryn, and, who really tried to kill Bran. Does mystery fiction, is that something, one of the genres you're really interested in, or is it just the idea of mystery in general that leads you to put that kind of...
Well, I do like mystery fiction. The present day mysteries in Ice and Fire will be resolved mostly. But I also like the ancient histories of, what lies beyond the dark curtain and where the gods came from. No, I'm not going to bring any gods on stage. I'm not going to give you a complete history of Sithorios and, the mysteries of Yin will have to remain mysterious and for people to wonder about themselves. I think they're left better that way, a little more mysterious and cool. What was I going to say about the mysteries of? I do also believe in a certain amount of ambiguity and subtlety. Going through this museum, you look at the display on King Carl XII, who was shot in the head, and no one knows whether he was shot in the head by the enemy or his own men. We don't know that. It's ambiguous. It's right there in display. Maybe he was killed by the Swedes and maybe by the Norwegians he was fighting. Who killed them? We'll never know. So if that's true in life, why shouldn't it be true in fiction? What happened to the two princes in the tower? People are arguing about that, 500 years later. Who killed them? Were they killed? Were they smuggled out and saved? Who knows? Why shouldn't we have similar mysteries in fiction that we can argue about and wonder about, since they exist in real life?
I was just curious to follow up then, as an author, when you introduce a mystery that you want to leave ambiguous, do you have the answer yourself all the time, or do you leave it ambiguous to yourself as well?
In the vast majority of cases, I know the answer to, things like who killed John Arryn and all of that. Sometimes the answer, when I unfold it in the book, I try to do it fairly subtly. I don't tend to write the classic detective scene where, everybody gets together in one room and he says, and here are the clues, and I have put them together because I am Ellery Queen or Sherlock Holmes or whatever, or Poirot, and here is what my little gray cells have told me. But the answer is there if the reader is paying attention, and you can put it together yourself.
Yes, the movie is always scarier before you see the monster, basically.
That is true.